Hi, my name is Megan. I've been attending Hope Point Church for 9 months. From a very young age, I've experienced a lot of anxiety and depression, and a lot of my anxiety came from worrying about where I go after I die and the concept of death. The one thing that I had in my life was dance. Dance was always there for me, and the people in the dance community were also always there for me. Lauren Guru, who's also a member here at Hope Point, has been around my life for about 20 years now, and she's been through a lot of my highs and a lot of my lows. The beginning of 2020, around COVID time, my anxiety took an absolute turn for the worst. I had caused myself to form all sorts of health issues due to unmanaged stress and the hatefulness I felt towards myself. From September 2020 through May 2021 was filled with honestly some of the best memories I could have ever had. I did some crazy things, broke boundaries, and I was really proud of myself for overcoming that obstacle that I had experienced through COVID. Around June of 2021, I started to spiral again, and my family saw it, my friends saw it, and they tried to help me and guide me, but it wasn't what I needed. At the beginning of 2022, I started using THC to try and help my anxiety. I read it helped and my friends were using it, and I figured that would help me as well. Unfortunately, I had an adverse effect to it, and I had a vision in my room. During this vision, I felt like I was in hell. It was hot, I couldn't focus, and I had convinced myself that I was not a good enough person to go to heaven and that I had made it to hell. It triggered another spiral of my anxiety, and I was at a loss. I didn't know what to do. There was nothing else that I could do. Medication, friends, nothing was helping. I just felt like I had this missing puzzle piece in my heart. I spoke to Lauren about what I saw and the way I was feeling and what I was experiencing. And she told me that I should call Pastor Becky here at Hope Point. I thought she was crazy. I didn't need a pastor. I needed medical help. I didn't need God. I didn't need any other being to help me. I needed medication. And she said, no, you should call Becky. After I met with Becky, the next day I had an appointment for a massage, and my anxiety was horrible that day. As my massage therapist started, I could just feel the spiral. It was like a tornado. It just went like this. And I was thinking back about what Becky said to me, and she told me when I'm feeling anxious to talk to God. I thought she was crazy because I didn't need to pray. Again, I needed what I thought was medical help. And so I thought about Becky and I started talking to God. I just kept asking for help and almost proof, and my massage therapist stopped early to ask me if I believed in God, which is crazy. And I looked at her and I said that I was starting to. She said that she had a message from God for me, and that it was to keep going, to read the Bible, to go to church, to pray, and that the life that I was living was not always going to be like this. It was going to get better than this. After we were done, I asked if I could hug her, and she gave me the biggest hug, and for the rest of my life, I will fully believe that I hugged God that day. After this incredible experience, I got in the car and I called my mom and I told her everything that happened. And she said, see, this is what you needed. This was my turning point. It was like the missing puzzle piece was right there. I was so close. Over the course of the next few weeks, I attended church, I got more involved, I bought a Bible, I started reading and listening to better music. I cut out people in my life that did not deserve to be in it in the first place. And I changed my circle and the energy around me. April 24th of 2022, I was baptized. And I was baptized as a kid, but it's not the same. I made this decision for me. And Becky told me that I was gonna come out of that water feeling different. And again, I thought she was crazy. I thought she was crazy a few times. And I came out of that water. I felt like I could touch God. He was right there. He was looking at me. He was proud of me. He was happy for me. That all my pain and my suffering and guilt and whatever I felt was gone. And it was all worth it. There was a reason for it. With the support of my family, my friends, and my new church community, I have learned that I was not meant to be broken forever, but I needed to experience being broken in order to help other broken people. I haven't had an anxiety attack in 6 months. For the first time, probably in my whole life. Because my biggest fear of dying and going into nothing doesn't exist. My fear isn't real. I get to go to heaven, and I get to worship God for eternity. And that takes away every sadness, every ounce of anxiety I could have ever had. My name is Megan, and this is my God story.